4 questions to ask yourself before moving to Tennessee. Are you thinking about moving to Tennessee? Then stay tuned because I'm going to talk about 4 of the most important things you should know before relocating to Northeast Tennessee. Kim and I would love to have you as neighbors, but we know how big of a decision this is, and we want to be sure that you have all the information you need before making such a life-changing choice. Our goal is to help you decide if Northeast Tennessee is the right fit for you. Hi, I'm Scott Henninger with the Home Team, broker by eXp Realty. Kim and I specialize in helping out-of-state buyers relocate to the area, so we're well qualified to pass along our experience. We've helped buyers from all over the country figure out whether our area is the right place for them, and based on their experiences, we put together these 4 questions you should ask yourself before moving to Tennessee. Number 1 question: what is most important to me when I think about what I want in a home and what will make me the happiest? Is it a sense of community? Maybe you like outdoor activities and don't want to have to drive for an hour to find a hiking trail or a lake. Are taxes important? How about schools? Do you want a short commute? Will the cost of living fit my budget? Are you looking for people who share my political viewpoints? Spend some time thinking about your values, your needs, and lifestyle. In my opinion, as a real estate agent, a house is secondary. You can find houses in every corner of every state in the country. Sure, the prices will be very different depending on where you choose to live, but you're looking for a home, not a house. A home isn't just a place to put your things, it's the place where you live and grow. So to start, I'd suggest making a list of all the things that are important to you as a person. Just brainstorm and write everything down. If you have a spouse, I suggest doing the exercise separately, then sit down and put your list together. When you're finished, prioritize your list by putting the top 3 things that are most important at the top. This gives you a better handle on whether an area might align with your goals or not. I've seen buyers decide what part of the country they want to live in for their next 10 or 20 years based on whether they could find a house they wanted in a 2 or 3 day visit. In my opinion, that's the wrong way to go about making such a big life decision. More on that later. In summary, figure out what is truly most important to you and find an area that matches and aligns with your needs best. Question number 2, can I afford to move? Well, this seems like an obvious question that most people would consider first. Of course, you've probably thought about the cost of your new home or rent in the area. However, there could be some hidden costs that you hadn't considered. If you're getting a loan, what is that going to cost you? Buyers' closing costs on the mortgage are often at least 2.5% of the purchase price and could be as high as 4%. Unless you can get the seller to pay those costs on your behalf, which isn't likely in this market, that is money you'll need to have on hand in addition to your down payment. Start putting together a budget for moving costs too. I highly recommend contacting a couple of moving companies for quotes, even if just over the phone, so you can at least get a ballpark figure. With fuel prices fluctuating and inflation increasing, you don't want a nasty surprise once you've picked an area and found a house. One hint I could give you is to get prices from a moving company located in your destination as well as in your hometown. We had a buyer in New York State, for example, that relocated to our area. He contacted movers in Northeast Tennessee and found out that the rates were much better. If you're in a state where the cost of doing business is much higher than Tennessee, for example, you might do better to pick someone that's local to your new town. Will you need temporary storage? Often when listing a home, we'll have our clients remove some of their personal items from the home before putting it on the market. This helps the home show better, plus gives them a head start on the move. If you'll need additional storage either in your hometown and or your new location, take that into account as well. If you have an RV, is putting it in storage in your new hometown an option, or will you need a home where you can leave it in the driveway, for example? Besides moving costs, we need to have a car transported. One of our recent buyers paid around $1,400 to get a car transported from Phoenix, Arizona to Bristol, just to give you an idea. How about your pets? Will you be able to drive them to the new home, or you're planning to fly? Check with the airlines well ahead of time to be sure they can accommodate you. One of our buyers had to drive from out west to our area with his animals instead of flying. The airlines not only charge more than you might think, very often, most of the airlines aren't even doing this any longer. Number 3, how do I start? From our experience, buyers usually start researching areas and homes at least 3 months, if not 6 months to a year, before they plan to make the move. You can't start too soon. Sure, the market can be very different in 6 months, for example, but at least you'll get a sense of what the area offers and what's available. Once you've picked a place to live and put together a budget for the move, your next step should be to find an agent that works in the area. It'll help if that agent has experience with helping buyers relocate, so ask them. Your agent will be able to answer questions about the area, the local real estate market, and see if your expectations line up with the numbers in that area. They can set you up on the MLS and let you begin exploring housing options. This way you can get a sense of what your money gets you in that area. Number 4, should I plan a trip? We've sold several homes through the years to buyers who not only didn't see the home before closing, but hadn't even visited the city beforehand. So far, we've not had anyone regret their decision, but that just isn't for everyone. We recommend you plan a short trip to the area. You can do all the research in the world, but nothing takes the place of spending time in an area and seeing how it feels in person. You want to accomplish 2 things during your visit. Number 1, get a general sense of the area. Maybe meet up with your agent at a local coffee shop. They can give you a guided tour of the area if you like, or maybe you'd rather explore on your own with some suggestions of where to visit. Is this the feeling you're looking for? Different cities have different vibes, and you want to make sure it's a good fit for you and your personality. Does the town have everything I need? How far would I have to drive to get to my favorite store? Is traffic bad? Are people friendly? Are there ways for me to get involved in the community? Think about all the things that you wrote down when you made your list and see what's most important and see if this area checks most of the boxes. Number 2, you want to view homes with your agent. See if you're going to be able to find a home that suits your needs and falls within your budget. If you're ready to find a home on this trip, then let's look at everything and try to find you one. However, please understand, in this market, inventory is very low. This isn't something local to any one area either, it's nationwide. You might not have a lot of homes to choose from, but try to see everything that's available. If you aren't planning a move right now, at least you can get a sense of the market and your agent can get a better idea specifically what you're looking for in a house. If you don't find a home during your visit, try not to get discouraged. With low inventory and new listings rotating off and on the MLS daily, something will come up. It might just happen 2 days after you've left, and that's okay. For our out-of-town buyers, we routinely video properties on their behalf. This way you don't have to jump on a plane every time there's a new listing. More than likely, by the time you get here, it will be under contract anyway. We'll walk around just as if we're buyers, pointing out the good and the bad while we're recording, and we'll send you a private YouTube link where you can watch it at your convenience. If you like the home, we'll run comps to let you know whether it's a good value or not, and we can make any offers remotely using digital signatures. When you get one under contract, we'll get to work for you, coordinating all the things that need to happen in the background. Typically, you'll have an inspection window of 10 to 14 days where you can come in to view the home as part of the inspection process if you like. Now, you won't have the option to just cancel the contract based on cosmetic items, but with the inspector's help, you'll know if there are things wrong with the home that you simply can't accept, and you can cancel the contract. If you can't make it to town before closing, that's okay too. We know inspectors, lenders, termite inspectors, etc., and we can direct their work from here and make the whole process as seamless as possible. You can even close the transaction without visiting if you need to. It always makes us a little nervous when the buyer doesn't see the home until after closing, but that's okay. We take our job very seriously and want you to be happy in the end. We do everything we can to make the experience the best one possible. It's the next best thing to being here in person. We often close transactions remotely and specialize in helping buyers relocate to our area from out of state. We even have a network of agents across the country that we know personally that can help you with selling your current home. Just let us know and we'll get you a name. So that's it. 4 questions you should ask yourself before moving to Tennessee. If we can help you in any way, just reach out to us. We're here for you. This is Scott Henninger with the Home Team, brokered by eXp Realty, where we're exceeding expectations, whether it's your first home or your last.